Hi booktube, Aaron here, hope you're doing okay. Today I've just got a quick book haul for you. Don't think I've done one for a little while. And yeah, I've got a nice pile of books. Some of them are more spontaneous buys, I suppose. And then there are a few that I suppose it felt like they were filling a space that was waiting for them in my book collection. So I'll start off with one in that sort of category, and it's the Metamorphosis by Ovid, which I've never read, but just sort of heard bits and bobs, and yeah, just sort of heard sort of elements of the stories and things like that, just through people talking about it, I suppose. And I've read Ted Hughes's Tales from Ovid as well, which is sort of a retelling of some of the stories. Next up, I've got a poet that I'm a little intrigued by. I haven't read that much by him. It's Arthur Rimbaud, and I've read some of Robert Lowell's imitations of his poems, and I quite enjoyed them. So we'll see how this one goes. And this is translated by Martin Sorrell, and when this book was new, it was a brand new fun translation, but it's probably not quite as new now. And then something a little different, we've got The Lays of Marie de France, so some great sort of medieval stories. And I read some of these for uni, and I can remember my lecturer he wouldn't just say Guijamar for the story Guijamar, he'd be like Guijamar or something like that. So that's sort of stuck in my head. And then on to some more contemporary poetry. So this is one of my favourite living poets. It's Paul Muldoon, and a fairly recent collection by him called Frolic and Detour. And I love just making my way through a Paul Muldoon collection. There's something baffling but really enjoyable about his poetry. And then some non-fiction. We've got Monsieur Proust by Celeste Albaret. She was his housekeeper, particularly in his later years, and so I think it'd just be cool to have a window into Proust, as I'm and into his sort of day-to-day life as I'm slowly making my way through remembrance of things past. And then back to some more poetry. In fact, everything that's left is poetry. Another writer I've read in the past and really enjoyed, it's Fernando Pessoa, and this is some selected poems, so it's called Fernando Pessoa and Co. So it includes 3 of his heteronyms, so these other characters that he invented, and he wrote their entire backstories and imagined their lives completely, and they had their own bibliographies and opinions and political leanings and all of that. So we've got 3 of his heteronyms, and then some poems under his own name as well. This is edited and translated by Richard Zenith. I've read the introduction so far, and it was really good. And then a really intriguing anthology. This is The Making of a Poem, a Norton anthology of poetic forms, and it's edited by Mark Strand and Evan Boland. So 2 sort of contemporary poets, and it is just going through the sonnet, villanelle, and all of that, and just examining them, and it gives you then examples from different poets, and just showing you the different ways these mostly very old forms can be utilised. And then to finish things up, a poet that I've heard a lot of good things about. I've read 1 or 2 poems by her, but just haven't really got round to her yet, so I'm going to make sure she's in the collection for when it's time to give her a go. And it's Elizabeth Bishop's. This is her, I believe, her complete poem. She seems like one of those poets who just wrote enough. She didn't, she wasn't always just firing poem after poem after poem out. She was just working away at the poems until they were right, and just publishing, the books when they felt right, is the impression that I get. And so she doesn't have a massive body of work, but from what I've heard, it's a very, very solid and enjoyable body of work. And that's it. So just to summarise, so we've got the complete poems of Elizabeth Bishop. We've got the making of a poem, so a Norton anthology of poetic forms. We've got Fernando Pessoa and Co. Some selected poems there. We've got Monsieur Proust by Celeste Albury. Hopefully I don't drop this. We've got Frolic and Detour by Paul Muldoon. We've got The Lays of Mary de France. We've got the collected poems of Arthur Rimbaud. And then just on top, we have The Metamorphosis by Ovid. So there we go, there's my little book haul for today. Hope there's something in there that you found interesting. But for now, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.